Okay, we're kind of going to step 3 here. One thing that I want to show you is I'm cutting up the fennel, and I'm just cutting it up into quarters type thing. I'm going to move it around, put it around, and this will actually, you'll have a hard time telling this between this and the onions when we're done, sort of, but it is a very good thing. Also, what I didn't share with you is, and I'm going to put the potatoes in. Now, if you don't like carrots, for instance, I live in a house where nobody likes carrots except for me, so I oftentimes put too many carrots in, so keep that in mind if you have somebody who doesn't like cooked carrots. The other thing is that when you're done cooking, you're gonna have to rest this bird, so if your vegetables still need to cook, you can go ahead and keep those in the oven while you're letting the bird rest or while you're preparing the pan sauce. Now, I said earlier that we were going to have your chicken stock, and I've got that. And I would put that chicken stock. What you want to do is you don't want everything kind of burning at the bottom. So I'm just kind of filling it up with, I believe this is a quart, so probably most of the quart I'll put in there actually. Want to keep things kind of moist, keep the bird moist. So I have some for later. So I have some still for the gravy or the sauce. I decided I'm going to try to not tie these up because it's just really not the end of the world. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven. When you preheat your oven, make sure you preheat it enough so that it doesn't just get there. Try to do it early enough so you get it there and really set for maybe 10 or 15 minutes at the temperature that you want. Also make sure that your racks are low enough so that you don't have to adjust the rack when you are putting in the bird, because the longer that stays open, just so much of that heat is lost. So now the remainder of the ingredients, I'll be really waiting until I get to the point where I'm doing the sauce that will come from the drippings that are going to come from the tray in there, with the drippings from the bird, the chicken stock, and all the vegetables that come around. The vegetables that you have around almost make that chicken stock that much richer. Plus you can eat those vegetables. Again, parsnips are a good thing to put in there. I've never had rutabagas, but I bet they would be good in there. When you're out at the market, just look for what is cheap. Things that are in season tend to be cheap, so look for those things. And you know, the worst thing that can happen is you put it in there and you take it out later and you go, I don't really like that, but it probably won't ruin it, especially when it's a vegetable. That's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this. I'm going to actually put a probe in it, but you probably won't have a probe. But you do need an instant read thermometer, and I can get that for you at some point. But you want to check the temperature in 2 locations. One in the breast, deep in the breast. You want that to be 165. You want in the thigh area, between the leg and down into that thigh, you want to have about 185. Now that's not easy to do because you have one bird, 2 temperatures that you're looking to get to. So, but that 185 down in that lower area is sure nice to get to, because then you don't have that color, the reddish color down in there that so many people want to avoid. And I'm kind of one of those guys. So that's really all I've got for now. I think I've covered everything. I talked about the roux earlier. Remember, we're not dealing with this until we have all the drippings from that pan and we're starting to make that sauce. And that's when I'll use more thyme also, because I want the thyme to be in there to infuse it. So anyway, that's good. You didn't see me, I don't think. No, you didn't. But I also put salt and pepper on the top after I buttered it. You could also use olive oil, which is healthier. The reason that you might want to use butter is you get a better taste, but you also get the milk solids in the butter actually darken in a way that really does make that a nice looking bird when you pull it out. But olive oil will work just fine too. Okay, I'll show you this all later.